What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Raw Gaming. We're gonna wrap it up for you, man. I don't sugar it for you. Just gonna get this shit to you raw. In today's video, we're hopping back onto the Warden University, man. That's what helped me get to where I am today. I took a break for it for a little bit. I don't know why I just didn't go back to it, man. I probably should go back to it. I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more, because I think that I really enjoy talking and explaining things in a way that people can understand in simple terms. As far as different things in the game, there's a lot of different little things that you won't pick up on because some players, like, we've been playing for a very long time. Like, I've been playing this game for a very long time, and it's become second nature. So I kind of know what to do, but when someone has to explain it, it's a little bit different. So if you don't know what For Honor University is, this is pretty much where we show you guys all the beginner, intermediate, and advanced high-level tips and tricks for characters, matchups, game modes, and skills, basically from offense to defense to anything you need to know as far as those type of levels and skills. So if you guys do enjoy any content like this, or you guys do want to see more content like this, make sure you drop a like, drop a sub, comment down below what you want to see next. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, it's going to be broken up into two videos because there are two type of reads. One where you're on defense and your opponent is swinging at you. That's the one we're going to do today because that is the one people talk about the most. And then the other one is just vice versa. You're on offense, you're attacking, and you want to know what your opponent's going to do when and when they're not going to try to parry, essentially. So for today, like I said, we're going to do us on defense. The opponent's going to be on offense. All right, so to have this perfect read, there are 4 things that you need to be looking at as far as to get this quote-unquote perfect read. Now, you don't need all of them. Like I said with the past video that I did like a year ago when I was talking about offensive pressure, you don't need all of these characteristics to make the perfect read, but the more you have it, the easier it'll be. First things first, I think is the most important one is the timing / cadence. If you have the timing or the cadence of your opponent, then you're really in there. You're really in the groove. Now, when I mean timing and cadence, essentially this is just your rhythm, their flow, how they're moving, really how when they get in their groove, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're really looking for. If you can shut down their groove, they're not going to be able to just smoothly walk you down the way they're the most comfortable. Typically, I'm not going to say every single fighter on this game, typically when you're doing something that's in your rhythm, most of the time it's something that you've done so many times. It's kind of muscle memory. You're really in the groove. It's kind of, you don't really have to think about it that much. So that's really going to be someone's optimal offense, what they're most comfortable doing. When you're on defense, your opponent should be completely uncomfortable. When you reach the point where your opponent is completely uncomfortable, when they're on offense, you know that they're uncomfortable because they're going to stop swinging. That is what's called defensive pressure. That will be a completely separate video, but we're going to focus on this part right here, getting the timing and the cadence down. When you're looking for the timing and the cadence, you're looking for how often they're swinging, what attacks they are swinging, how often they're bashing, you know, which are they dodging, are they moving forward, are they moving backwards, are they side stripping? All of that is important because if they're moving forward, pressing you down typically means they're comfortable moving forward. If they're walking at you, they don't really fear your defense that well. If someone's backstepping, 9 times out of 10, they know that you kind of have that superiority over them. It's kind of that respect factor that they don't really realize that they're doing. They kind of know that, hey, he's the shit. Let me back off a little bit. Let me start walking back. So if you're on defense and you're walking forward and he's walking back, you've already got his respect. You're already in there. When you get the timing and the cadence, typically you're light parrying. A lot of his unblockables are getting shut down. You might be interrupting, stuff like that. You really are catching his groove. So with the clip I'm going to show you, this is more of an example of what I'm talking about. All right, so this clip right here, I'm playing against one of my friends. He's pretty good. He's on PC. So I really kind of got to work with it, especially I'm playing a new character. As you can see, I'm trying to get my rhythm here, trying to backstep, trying to get something going. There's my rhythm. I'm trying to test if he's going to move. Okay, I think I found something. I was waiting for a light there. I got it. All right, now he's just going to kind of reset the fight. Okay, I think I'm starting to get it down. Let's try this again. So I saw I got a light parry. I'm going to try to get something going here. I think I got an idea to set it up. So get him out of there. Snuff out a second GB. I'm getting in my rhythm. Okay, I see that light. You see how I missed it? So I'm going to run that right back. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to do that same exact setup so he can give me a light. So I'm going to do it again. Same setup. Roll in. Bam. Light on reaction. Do it again. See if he changes it. Same thing. I'm in the rhythm now. You see, I set that rhythm up because that's what I'm trying to get. That's essentially what I'm trying to tell you guys as far as the rhythm. Once you get the rhythm and you get their cadence, it's pretty good. Like once you get it, I don't know how to explain it. It's a feeling. Once you're a veteran in the game long enough, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's that feeling when you're the most comfortable. As you see, I had set that up. I really wanted my offense to be more focused around rolling, getting a hit in, making you decide what I'm gonna do. I did the bashes twice and it worked. I don't know what he was gonna do. I saw a light and I thought maybe I could react to it. Let's try that again. I did it twice. I saw the heavy, and then I did a crushing counter on it. So that is an example of what I mean by when you're having cadence / rhythm. All right, so the next one is feint tendencies. This is probably gonna be the harder one of all of them, and this is just obviously what it sounds like. Feint tendencies. How often are you gonna feint? Whether it comes from heavies, unblockables, bashes, on dodge, anything that they can feint or stop or cancel. How often they do it, including dodge cancels as well sometimes. So in this clip here, I'm fighting a Shinobi, and you're gonna see exactly what kind of read I make here. He can't feint his bash, so I mean, how many times do you see him throw that kick? I mean, that's what, 4 or 5 times now. I mean, I don't think he's gonna do anything else. I really don't think. I mean, that's 6, 7. That's 7 bashes. So I would say you could very well assume that he's gonna continue to try to bash at some point, right? There's another one. What's that? 8, 7, or 8? That's another one. So you kind of have to kind of just be cognizant, be smart. It's more really closest to an educated guess. You're really not gonna know how they're gonna feint. I would say that goes more into risk management, which I do have that as a video that will be after we're done with this one for both parts. Risk management is kind of like you use other things around the guy's moves to kind of tell you, I mean, he has no other option but to throw this move, or he has no other option but to feint it, and you kind of start playing to that realm. I don't want to get too complicated. I don't want to throw you guys off, so I'm gonna leave that for another video. All right, now we're going into delays and buffers. Now this is kind of going into territory where it's very I would say depending on like what level you're kind of fighting at. For the vast majority of people who are probably watching this video, you're gonna probably be in that average to slightly above average type of skill level. So a lot of the times you really don't have to worry about it. I would say it becomes an issue where you need to know if he's delaying something, if he's trying to land something big. Most of the time, if they do anything that's delayed, they're gonna fully commit to something after that, so they capitalize on why they did it. For example, a warden. Typically, wardens will do something like this, where they do their chain heavy extremely late, but that heavy that's come after is unblockable, and they're gonna typically let it go. So for me, being a veteran in the game, and I've seen mix-ups time and time again, 9 times out of 10, if I see someone delay it and that heavy's coming, I already know you're gonna throw it, because why would you do that to just feint into a GB? What would be the point? You want to capitalize on that extra frame advantage that you're trying to get. So if he's gonna do that, typically he's gonna let it go. In other cases, it's not that easy to say, because one, you have guys who can delay a bash, where you can dodge forward and then wait a second and then bash. Now you got Tiandi who's doing it. He can delay it very, very, very long. First, it was more of like the headbutts, the straightforward bashes, more like Warlord, BPs. You can do it, something like this. I'll have it on the screen where you guys can see the different bashes and stuff. And you can see how long they really can hold that bash. And then they can empty dodge. So it becomes where you kind of want to know if they're delaying things, because some mix-ups you might not be able to get out of because they're delaying things. And, you might not get a dodge out of it. So that's just kind of a tool for your kit. A lot of times you're not going to have to use it, but I do want to put that in there so you do have that information for later. Now, last but not least is feinting into nothing, and that's literally just what it sounds like, feigning into doing absolutely nothing. And a lot of times I see these guys who are playing, whether I sit here and spectate some of you guys, or I'm dead and I'm watching some of you guys play, a vast majority of you guys do not feint into doing nothing. And I think that's an issue, because when you feint into nothing, that actually disrupts your timing. Now, in this clip here, I actually do win this 1v2. But you're going to see one of the guys I fight, he does this something where he feints into nothing, and it completely throws me off where I really didn't know what he was going to do. And that's how you disrupt someone's timing and how you disrupt their rhythm. Watch him do it. As you see, he did it, and it really, I didn't know what to do after that. I didn't know he was going to GB me on read. It really disrupts my rhythm because now I have to stop and think about what he's doing. That was just a very quick, like, seconds that he did it, but that small maneuver does wonders when you start fighting in the upper echelon of players, because you're not going to be able to be into your rhythm very quickly. That's just what a very high level player is going to do. He's going to not allow you to do whatever you want to do. So fading into nothing is very, very effective when you are on the defense, because what it does is it disrupts their momentum / rhythm, and it kind of forces them to take a pause and think about what you're going to do. Occasionally you're going to run into those idiots who just swing, but for the vast majority of the times, if you do feigning into nothing, it's going to work in your favor most of the time. So that should be it, man. I tried to make this video as short as possible. I actually did redo this video about 3 or 4 times because the video was too long. So I think about 11 and a half minutes. That's pretty good. That's about as good as I'm going to get giving you guys the information. So if you guys enjoy any of these videos or any of my content, make sure you drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment down below what kind of content you guys want next. Stay tuned for part 2. I'll wrap it up for you, man. I'll shoot it for you. I'll get it to you raw. Thank y'all for coming out.